to MoxiWorks. Like usual, log into leverage. We go to agent tools. We're going to scroll down and you'll see MoxiWorks on the lower left. And then, of course, it brings you to this screen and there is a login to MoxiWorks. And what this is going to do is actually bring you to your dashboard. And just in case anyone is new to the platform, I'll just take a second here and kind of go through this if you have not seen a screen. There are four main parts to MoxiWorks. There is Present, which we will be in today. There's also Engage, which is the CRM, Customer Relationship Manager. Then there's My Website, very important piece as well. We've done sessions on that. And then there's Impress. So those four main pieces, definitely want to kind of get in there and get familiar with them. On the just kind of looking at your dashboard in general, you can click around this. Again, if you have not been in this, your contact info, you want to make sure this is correct. Make sure your cell phone is correct. If anything is off with that, you just need to let us know so that we can make sure it's fixed. And your you'll have your MLS connection there. So we want to verify that. So all of MoxiWorks is directly connected to the MLS. So very important that we obviously have your MLS and your MLS ID in there. So it can pull in, certainly if you have any listings, it will pull them in. It will also, just connect to the MLS in general. And again, we'll show you a couple presentations that, MoxiPresent will go to the MLS, grab, comparables for us, for a CMA, for a seller, any available properties if you're doing a buyer tour. So again, we'll get in there in a second and click around in there. But just kind of verifying your info here. So I'm going to just hop right into Present. And once it loads, we'll be able to see, if you've been in here before and done a presentation, you will know that it saves every presentation you've ever done. So you can see I've used Julia's before and done some tests and things, but she's done 2 presentations for sellers. I believe those are, at least this Palisades Drive is, at least a month or older, and you'll see that it's still there. So, so kind of neat knowing that you can get back to them. Sometimes this, if you do something for a seller, they're not ready. You can go back to the same presentation a month from now, 2 months from now, and re-update it and send it again to them. If any new comps have come on the market. So very valuable that it saves them all. The main thing we're going to look at just to kind of get started is this kind of this blue in the upper right, create new. So in what this is going to show us is the 5 different presentations that you can create. So actually there's 4, and then I'll show you the non-listing one, which is just wide open. And that's kind of what Riley will talk about is taking any one of the first 4 or just starting from scratch, and you can literally create or add whatever you want. You can add pages, you can upload PDFs, it can be interactive with maps and videos. So lots and lots of things that we can do. So I happened to be on a call this week, and there was a panel of 4 agents. And it was truly unbelievable to hear them talk about Moxie and how they use it and what they've found and how they've made it work for their business and grow their business. And one of the things that I heard over and over was, how Moxie helps me stand out. So, in a challenging market, let's call it that, where listings are at a premium, and some stats that scare me when I think about being an agent myself. The average person knows 5 to 6 real estate agents. So we don't contact our clients as often as we should, and other agents are, and agents are paying to, be promoted and buy leads. So what all that means is I can't, I really can't just sort of sit back and go, well, Riley's, she's my client. She is not going anywhere, because Riley knows a bunch of other agents. So we got to think about how we can stand out in when we have when we got a shot to be in front of someone, what can we do different than another agent who's going to, follow me? So if I'm on a listing appointment or I'm working with buyers, what can I do to stand out? And one of the main things is use MoxiPresent, because, if and I'm going to show you one of these. I'm going to show you the buyer tour and sort of talk about how you can stand, very simply, but how you can stand out, versus another. I'm going to say, hey, this agent showed up with this agent showed up with that. And you'll kind of see a difference with that. So, so there's a seller presentation, a property review, a buyer tour, and a buyer. So, and you can click on these, and, I'll just click on seller just to, kind of show you. There's a default template in here that's 12 pages long. You can see all the pages: cover page, listing, location, map. You can, like I said before, you can be like, I don't want the net proceeds page in there. I don't want the listing averages. You can delete pages, and then certainly you can add pages. So every single one of these, every single one of these has a default, start for you. So you're not, creating things from scratch. The one that you can create from scratch is this non-listing. And again, we'll go in there, but I'm going to click this buyer tour. And, we have, I have a client I am showing 3 properties to on Saturday. And that's just kind of the concept. And this is where, we can be a little bit different. So again, 9 pages, I'm going to hit continue. I do have to label this. Obviously you would put your buyer's name in there, but I'm just going to keep it simple. And now it's actually going to the MLS. We're going to see a blue circle here in a second. That's actually going to the MLS, ready to grab some data. So we are already essentially in the MLS right now. And I'm just going to hit continue here. This is going to populate. See if I can draw. Let's say she wants to just show in this circle. Let me see if I can get some listings to show up. And it's thinking here. So, and I'm just doing this to obviously get, get some listings to show up, but you would know exactly where your buyer was looking. And wow, 8 million, holy cow. I wish I was showing that one. So, but I just did it to kind of pull this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab 3 listings. And again, me being kind of simple, I'm going to, if I say, oh yeah, they want to see Shawnee Run Road, they want to see Misty Morn, and they want to see Ryan's Way. So when I hover over this, you'll see the Shawnee is grayed out. There's a plus over the picture. So I'm just going to click that plus. And again, these are the 3 properties that we want to see Saturday morning. So this is where we start standing out. And again, you'll see this presentation in a second. Let me move you guys over. So now we are, and again, it does show pendings, but obviously if we're, doing a, showing properties, we don't want them in there. So I'm going to hit continue. So again, I highlighted 3 properties. Yes, those are the 3. I'm going to, in the lower right, hit continue. So now this actually created a tour order. So we're starting at Shawnee Run, we're going to Misty Moore, and then we're going to Ryan's Way. And you can change order. So if for some reason you wanted to, I mean, I'll do it. It looks like it's a pretty good order, but if I wanted to start, at Ryan's Way, I just do that, save order, and you'll see, oh, we're starting at Ryan's Way, then we're going to Indian Hill, then we're going to Misty Moore. So that's kind of just a neat little thing. So now, your client's going to, actually see a map in this presentation. I'm going to hit continue. And the presentation is created. So as quick as you can find what properties you're showing, verify the tour order. Yep, it looks good, or change it. In the next button, this presentation is created. So now I'm going to take a second and I'm going to talk about the difference between the two. So, two agents walking in. So really the only thing that, that we've ever had, the ability to do is you go to the MLS, you print out 3 listing sheets, of the 3 properties you're showing, and you just, you reach out to your buyer and go, hey, meet me at Misty Moore, and that's where we're starting. And they're like, okay, I'll meet you there at 11. And then you get there and you kind of have 3 listing sheets and you just hand them to them, right from the MLS, just printouts. No, they can't see all the pictures. Obviously they're going to see the house, but the idea is they can't, they don't have anything. They just got 3 sheets of paper with MLS data on it. And it's, and there's a lot of data on it, and it's really not easy to find, information about the house. So now I'm going to kind of show you what you can email them. So, I set this up today, I email it to them and I go, oh, this is it. We're starting it at Ryan's Way, but they get to see this presentation, and I'm actually just going to hit view it. So picture them opening this up on their phone, tablet, laptop, computer, however they're going to do it. And this is what they see that you've sent them. So obviously, Julia's, picture, name right there. So, branded to her, obviously, the company name. So at first page, listing location map. So fully interactive. So you'll see when I hover over Ryan's Way, it's clickable. So they can click any one of these properties and start, you'll see the one kind of gets highlighted. Oh yeah, then we're going to 2, 3. So interactive map. Next page, just listing overview. So they actually get to see and click on any of these properties. It will bring up every single picture in the MLS, all the data. I'm going to scroll down through. So now this is the side-by-side comparison. In the way the reason I really like this, and again, they have this, ideally before you show, they have this during the showing. And probably maybe even more important is they have it after. So after they've seen the 3 houses, they open this up. It's, it's the same, it's active until you don't, need it anymore. So they can pull this up and go, oh, which house had the, whatever, the big living room, or which house had this, or what, they can pull this up, and how much was, Shawnee Run. So I love that these, the 3 properties that we've chosen, the pictures and the address stay static. And as I'm scrolling, I get to see like, oh, square footage. Oh, that's right. Ryan's Way was the biggest house, and Shawnee Run was, with 1,600 square foot less. And so as you're, kind of scrolling, the price, the prices show up, and they don't have to go up, like scroll back up and go, which property was this? I love that you can just scroll down through here and get all the data for each one of those houses. So that's called the side by side. And you'll see we're on, we're moving to page 5 of 9 now. And if you wanted to maybe, delete one of these pages and make it 5 pages, max, remember, you can do that. But, again, just status comparisons, quick sort of square footage, lot square footage, price. Here are home averages. And again, some of these pages, I like to have them, but if you want to delete them, pricing, kind of, which house is which, on the high end to low end. So one we looked at was 1,050,000 and one is 1,500. So it's kind of given the average price in days on market. So, so they look like they're relatively new on the market. So, so that's there, but sometimes you'll see like, oh man, this 1.15 has been on the market, 12 days. Like, well, why? Are they maybe motivated now, or but just good info to have. And then price and size. So, square footage, oddly enough, I say the cheapest house at 1,050,000 is the biggest house, in the 1.5 is doesn't mean anything, but again, just another page giving your client, just more info. And then the last page, just Julia's info. And by the way, if they are on their phone, they can actually, click Julia's number and call her. You'll see the email is clickable. So right from this presentation, they get to this point and they can either call or email Julia, without hopping out of the presentation and then doing something. So just picture, me showing up, and this is the kind of the same concept with the seller presentation. Just think about me showing up with, to a client, buyer or seller, and I have some printouts or, just whatever, just a few things. And then, you show up with this presentation. So, just kind of think about that. In again, the stress there is just how you can stand out. Like, you really, the folks on the call were like, man, like, because I showed up with this, they gave me the listing, and, because the next person showed up and had, some printouts from the MLS or a CMA on paper kind of thing. It's in securing yourself as an expert, as, you do a little bit more than, just go print out stuff from the MLS. That stands out in clients' eyes. So, take that client, grab them, and just want them to work with you. So that's again, just one example, but that's the buyer tour presentation. And I'm just going to go back to just the dashboard of Present. Thinking. So you'll see, and obviously you can add a picture, if it's anything with a seller, you definitely would want to. Buyer, you could put the first, one of the pictures of the house in there. So you could update that. But like I said, knowing that these are always available, here's this pencil, which is an edit. This is when it was created. So this one she created October 27th, 2022. And then you'll see updated March 16th. So she kind of went back in there and they had not listed apparently. And so she went back in there, grabbed some new updated comps, comparable properties, and then was able to resend it. And then the 3 dots, view, you can email it to your client. So view, check it out, settings, duplicate. So, you create a quick flyer. So some neat things. So if I just click this pencil, I'm just going to kind of show you guys what this one, and by the way, the blue circle, which is normally very frustrating when you see that, it's like, just trying to load stuff. That's actually Moxie going to the MLS because, in making sure that it's connected, ready to get new data, ready to update any listings. So it's kind of cool that you'll see this one, populated all the way through. I'm going to just show you. So she had some comparables pulled into this listing, this seller presentation, and it will actually. Oh, So you will see that the subject property, and then the listings that she had in this originally. So you'll see, I think we said it was created last year, but you will see that the comps she used, this one, when she created this, was still active and it sold. So it went to, the MoxiPresent went to the MLS, and, it is updating this presentation, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months after Julie even created it. So that's pretty cool, knowing that, again, you have access to this. So if, let's say, this property had not, been listed, and you are still trying to work with them, of course, these can still be great comps. But you'll see that, there are no active listings, because all of them that she chose originally, are sold. So some, CMA, you want to do actives and expireds, and you kind of want to mix that all together. You can just go add more listings and, kind of get it updated. I'll let it load for just a second. And you can scroll through here, and here's an active. So you can pull, if it's a good comp, scroll through here. And this, of course, just did a, knows where the subject property is, and is putting anything around it. So maybe you have to make it a little bit bigger to get some actives if you wanted to add them. You could certainly grab some, some additional solds to help to kind of help you with your pricing. So again, this is a presentation that was created, in October, that you can still come in here and use. So that is, get back here, and I'm going to just show you one more thing. So we just created this buyer tour, and I'm going to click on this one, and I'm just going to quick show you how you can, delete some of the pages. And so you'll see, and Riley's going to kind of cover this in customizing a presentation, but just to kind of give you an idea, because I said, oh, you can just delete a page. If you just thought, price and size and the days on market, it's just too much. You can either get to that page and edit it, or you could be just like, this price and size, I don't need that page. You'll see I'm hovering over this X, a little remove comes up, and you've deleted the page. And now your presentation is 8 pages. And then, of course, like I said, I kind of want Riley to show how to, adding a page and going through that. But, you just the same as you can delete, you can add pages. So, so that's kind of the idea behind Present. Cannot stress enough the value it can provide you as it's just a huge value prop. I mean, we provide this tool to you. We're helping you learn it, and just need you to, to take advantage of it and go out and, just blow a seller or buyer away with, hey, I don't work like the normal agent. I don't just print out MLS sheets, and show up and hand them to you. I work different, and I can't, that's just so important in today's, it's been important, but it's so important in today's world, with kind of thinking about some of the stats that I talked about earlier with the number of agents and the how hard it is to get a listing and things like that. So so just kind of think of that as you're creating and in customizing presentations. So I'm going to pause for now, and then Riley, if you wouldn't, you want to share yours? Are you in Present, Riley?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing, and you should be able to, and I'll let you kind of talk about, taking it. I say taking it to the next level, but I mean, you really can take it to the next level, by customizing it. But I'll let you take over.
All right. I'm Riley, by the way. I'm the summer intern at the Kemper office. So what I've been doing in MoxiPresent is creating a template for the weekly report. I know right now some of the office coordinators have been using different platforms, such as Constant Contact. And Jeremy wanted me to find a way to make a template in one of the Moxie platforms. So after doing some research and playing around, MoxiPresent was the one that I thought would be best. So I'll show you. So this is the one that I've made right now. So basically this is just for the office coordinators to go in and update every week with stuff that's going on. But to edit them, so if you have something like this already made, you can just press that little pencil icon, and you can do a variety of things in here, like adding pictures. So if you wanted to add a new picture up here, let's say, I know some of the other office coordinators will probably add their ERA logo. So right here, this shows like the bar of how you customize stuff. And there's a bunch of things in here. You can add a YouTube video, a picture. You kind of just have to hover over everything to see what they are. So for instance, to change a picture, you would go to browse server, and to add a picture, you would just upload one. So I just have a variety of things in here. So if you wanted to add someone for a shout out, you would just upload their picture and then you would be able to put it in. So that's how you do that. And I'll show you how to start. I had to create this one from scratch. So if you wanted to create some other sort of newsletter or flyer, this is a good platform to do that. So you would just go to create new, and then it would be a non-listing. And so you can create like your own templates. That's what I did for the newsletter. But if you wanted to start from scratch, you would just hit no template and then title it. Okay, so then you would start by adding a new page, and you would just build one. And there's like a couple options of how you could set it up. I've usually done this because you can go in and customize if you want like different sections. So I think I found that if you do print portrait, it's easier to customize, but then you can copy it over to the web version. It kind of depends on how you send it out. So if you're sending it out as a link, it'll show up as the web version. So you can add, so this is how you do, you can like do different sections. So what I was doing is over here, I would add a picture, and then here I would add text. So you can do that. And then there's also different templates that are in here. So if you hit that, there's a variety of these, like for example, you could use this one if you wanted to do a picture and then some text. So there's like a bunch of different templates in here that you can use to that are already like pre-built to what you need. And then once again, like images and stuff, you just add image, and that's how you do that. And then
Hey, Riley, sorry to interrupt.
Oh, you're fine.
By the way, thank you. Can you show which button you clicked in your formatting ribbon to bring up those templates?
Yes. So do you want me to go back to like the presentation that I shared?
No, I see it now. Your formatting ribbon, I just put this in the chat. So yesterday I was working on our weekly report, and my formatting ribbon is much like yours. It's mostly blacked out. And I thought maybe it was my browser. So I tried a different browser, blah, blah, blah. No avail. So like most of those buttons, if you don't know what they are unless you hover over them, which is a little frustrating, but for some reason, I don't recall seeing templates. And I think you just helped me with the problem I emailed you about yesterday. So thank you.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, because I was going to actually tell you like this is how you do it. So for adding another one, you could just go in here and can't find the exact one I did. But
I think I just saw it. Yeah, cool. That's it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, I was telling Wayne about this yesterday, but it's kind of weird. It is all blacked out because I don't know why it's like that, but you just have to hover over it. But I found that once I've like played around with it, I've kind of memorized where stuff is. So I feel like as you practice with it, you should be able to get the hang of it, but it is kind of frustrating.
Yeah, that was really awkward yesterday. All right, thank you. Glad to
Yeah,
see
you're
it's not just
welcome.
me.
Yes. And then, so another thing that I was doing in the weekly report is adding links. So if that's something else that you need to do, I believe it's right here. So if you wanted to add a link to something, you would just put in the URL and then, title it. So for example, for the classes, I titled them like register here. So that's another cool thing that you can do. But yeah, you can basically just build it however you want and do different sizes. But this is basically how you customize it. And you can do different size text, different fonts. There's not a whole lot of fonts to choose from, but it allows you to customize it a little bit. So yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff, Riley. And the idea of, another thing that was talked about on the call with the panelists, and these were top agents from across the country, was, take maybe the buyer tour, and if you add one page, like Riley kind of started this from scratch, but if you just add one page into that buyer tour, maybe you have someone from out of town, maybe you have, maybe you want to add a video of, hey, this is Cincinnati, or hey, this is Cape Coral, what to do in Cape Coral. So just thinking, and then like, oh, here's the 3 houses we're going to see, and oh, by the way, here's a little video about the area that we're going to. So just the idea of kind of if you're not ready to start something from scratch, but you want to tweak the one of the other presentations a little bit, you're able to do that very simply. Bring for example, a video into your presentation, and then again, on their phone, on their laptop, on their tablet, they're scrolling through your presentation, and then they can just click and watch a video right in your presentation. So it's pretty cool to kind of think about maybe where you can take this, in how, and again, both Riley and I, sort of, I mean, we have some help and have done some trainings, but sort of self-taught ourselves what we know so far. And, so, and it can feel overwhelming, but, if you just get in there and click around it, it's really not, once you kind of get used to it.
Yeah, there is classes on the ERA University. That's what I watched at first. So those can help get you started also, but I feel like it just takes practice, and you kind of just practice and learn how you navigate it yourself.
Yeah, and to kind of just stress again, everyone's different. You in a couple clicks, you can have a presentation done. This kind of getting it customized and maybe adding pages or starting something from scratch. You don't need to do it maybe the first time you create a presentation. Maybe after creating one, maybe the next time, oh, I'm going to add a page to this one. So, so just kind of knowing that, it's not necessary right from the start. So.
I was going to just show one more thing I thought about, but if you were to make a custom page in here, you could hit save as template, and then it will show up in your template. So then you can easily access it again, and you don't have to rebuild the page from scratch.
Yeah, they kind of, they want to make it easy, or have made it easy for us to not like create something brand new every single time. So either, like it's saving all the presentations you've done is great, because you can go in there, duplicate one, use it, or like, Riley just said, kind of have a template and go, all right, that's kind of my core. you know, and I can tweak, you know, tweak it the next time instead of just starting from scratch. So that's kind of cool as well. So yeah, that's a great point. I'm glad you showed that, Riley. All right. Well, that's kind of what we wanted to show you. I don't know if anyone has any questions, but I appreciate you guys joining today. Definitely get in there. I will be sharing this on the hub as soon as I get the recording. So, but you know, get in there, play around with it. If you have any questions, I'm always available. Can you know, help you with anything and get you going in it. So,
Thanks, Wayne. Thanks, Riley.
absolutely. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.